will be enabled, but transmitter will be disabled. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And ECU can be receiver and transmitter both. Okay. Using communication control, we can control the enable and disable of transmission or reception or both. If we'll send request, disable transmission, disable reception, then this issue will not transmit any message and even not receive any message from other issue. Understood? Guys,
Yes, sir.
everyone, did you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, if this diagnostic tool, let's say first it has transmitted the request to disable transmission and reception both of that issue. Then after receiving this request, this issue will disable. Now it is not going to transmit any message and it is not going to receive any message except diagnostic message. It will receive diagnostic message because if it will not receive diagnostic message also, then what will happen? Will not able to transmit again request, right? Diagnostic request we cannot able to transmit. Correct now? So it will enable, disable other normal message, not diagnostic message. Diagnostic message will not be impacted by 28 service requests. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this is disabled. Now again, this diagnostic tool wants to enable the transmission or reception of this message. Again, it will send the request using 28 service other sub function to enable the TX and RX both. Understood? So after receiving the request, again this ECU will start transmitting messages and start receiving messages. Clear? Is it clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's why it's mentioned the purpose of this service is to switch on off the transmission and or either transmission or reception or both. Reception of certain messages of a server or a group of server. So using functional addressing, if we are sending, so group of server will disable, enable the communication. If using physical addressing mode to a particular issue, if the request is sent, then that issue only will enable, disable transmission or reception and reception of the messages, communication message. Understood? Yes or no? Guys? Good. So now the request will be of 3 byte. Okay. That fourth and fifth byte, no need to mention. Don't write. Okay. Because we are not dealing with node identification number. Okay. So just mention your request will be of 3 byte. First byte will be communication control request service ID. And what is the service ID here? 0x28. Correct, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And then the second byte is sub function control type. So this sub function will tell, is it transmission disabled or is it reception disabled or both disabled or both enable or only transmission enable or only reception enable. Okay. So some function will tell what to be done. Control type. Okay. And the third byte is communication type. So communication type actually in the CAN network, there will be two types of communication message. One is normal message, like vehicle speed, engine speed, those information. Okay. Another one is network management, like when CAN will go on sleep mode or awake mode. So those are called network management message. Understood? Yes or no? Normal messages which is having 8 byte of data length. Vehicle speed, engine speed, those information related messages. Those are normal messages. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And the second type is network management messages. So there are network management NM messages which controls the CAN network. Okay, it manages the CAN network. When CAN will go into sleep mode, when CAN will go into wake up mode. So using network management, these kind of control or managing the network will be done. Okay. So this communication type, if communication type is 01, that means only normal message will be stopped, disabled or enabled. If communication type is 02, then only network management message will be stopped or enabled. And if we want to enable disable both, then we'll add this 01 plus 02. It will become 03. Correct now? Guys?
Yes, sir.
So if the communication type is 03, then both messages will be enabled and disabled. It's normal message as well as network management message. Both will be enabled and disabled. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear?
Sir, at a time, both are enabled, sir. 03.
Uh, yes, at the time both can be enabled, disabled. If I'll give you example, okay, then you will understand more. Next slide, I'll give you example.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So this is clear, right? Shall I go to next slide? Hey, shall I go to next? Now these are the sub function. If the request is 00, that second byte is 00 means enable RX and TX. Okay. Enable RX and TX. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Sorry guys, एक call आया था.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this 00 sub function is for enable Rx and Tx. Okay. So if sub function type, if the sub function type, you will see here. If the sub function is 00, that means the client is requesting for enable Rx and Tx both for server. Okay. If the sub function is 01, means enable Rx and disable Tx. So using this sub function, the server will start receiving the message but will not transmit. Disable Tx. Tx is still disabled. Understood? Understanding, guys?
Yes, sir.
02 sub function is for disable Rx and enable Tx. So if 02 sub function is sent, then the receive will be disabled, but the ECU will start transmitting messages. It will transmit messages, but receive will be disabled. It will not receive any messages. Understood?
Yes, sir.
And 03 is for disable Rx and Tx. Both reception and transmission, both will be disabled. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this 04 is used for enable Rx and disable Tx with enhanced address information. Okay. Enable Rx and disable Tx. So this is used for if we have this 4 and 5th bit, then only that will be used. Okay. That sub function will be used. But generally we are using only these 4 sub function in the project. 01, 00, 01, 02, 03. 04 and 05 is very specific, only for few projects they are using. Okay. When this is used, then our request will be of 5 bytes. Understood? So the presence of the above 4th and 5th parameter requires the control type either being 4 or 5. System supplier is specific. Understood, guys?
Sir,
Yeah.
where we have to use 04 and 05, sir? Just to understand.
This is used when enable Rx and disable Tx for two purposes. Enable Rx and disable Tx with enhanced address information. So using this, we'll give the node identification number, which node we want to enable disable. Okay. So using this 4th and 5th byte, if we are selecting 4 enable Rx and disable Tx for that node, enable Rx and Tx with enhanced addressing mode means it will enable Rx and Tx both for that particular node. So here we'll give address information of a node. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So 6027 is system supplier specific and 7F is ISO SAE reserve byte. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now the positive response will be of 2 byte. First byte for 28, what will be the positive response? We'll add 40, right? 68. Correct now? So the positive response, first byte will be communication control response service ID 68. And the second byte is subfunction. What subfunction requested? So let's say the client has requested for 280101. Okay. What is 01? Enable RX and disable TX. Okay. And what is communication type 01? Means normal messages. Understood? Guys, have you understood? So here the example says 280101. Okay. Now, is it visible now? Paint
Yes,
screen?
sir.
So now client is requesting 28. So here 3 byte of request. So 03 single frame 3 DLC. 28 01 01. Okay. What is this subfunction 01 means? Subfunction 01 क्या है? What is it? 01. What is 01? Enable RX and disable TX, right? 01 means correct now?
Yes, sir.
Enable RX and disable TX. So what does it mean? That means after receiving this request, ECU will receive messages, right?
Yes, sir.
But
Not
will
transmit.
not transmit message. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
Enable RX means receive is enabled, but disable TX means transmit is disabled. Okay? And this communication type is (01). What does it mean? Normal messages, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct ना? Normal messages means जो भी information related messages, vehicle speed, engine status, engine speed. Correct ना? Those are normal messages. So the ECU will receive messages but will not transmit normal messages. Okay. So this ECU after receiving will not transmit normal messages but will receive all messages. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Now, if the request is 03, okay, and want to do for 3, okay. So here 3 subfunction means what? 3 subfunction means disable RX and TX both. Correct now?
Yes, sir.
Here disable RX and disable TX. Clear? Clear? Disable RX and disable TX.
Yes, sir.
Then what will happen? Will this ECU will transmit anything or receive anything?
Transmit, sir. Message.
Huh?
It will not
Sorry?
it will not receive
Will,
or transmit, sir.
it will not receive, it will not transmit also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And here, if it is 01 means normal messages, it will not receive, it will not transmit. But if it is 03 means normal messages as well as Network management, right? Network management messages also. Don't know. Both. It will not transmit normal messages. It will not transmit network management messages. Even it will not receive normal messages and will not receive network management messages. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Everyone understood?
Understood, sir.
Good. So once it will receive this, after that, server will send positive response, right? Positive response, how many byte? How many byte of positive response? We see na 2 byte. The positive response will be of 2 byte. First is communication control service ID 68. Second is subfunction. Clear? So here
Yes, sir.
the positive response will be 0268. What is the subfunction here?
03.
Yes. So the positive response is 026803. That means disable RX and disable TX has been implemented by the server. Now the server is not going to transmit any normal messages and network management messages, and even not going to receive any normal messages and network management messages. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, did you understood? Now again the client wants to enable TX and RX both. For enabling TX and RX, what is the subfunction?
00, sir.
00. Good. So now the client will send 280003. That means enable RX and enable TX. Correct? Then the positive response will be 6800. And the ECU will start transmitting all the normal messages and network management messages and start receiving normal messages and network management messages. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, is it clear? Any doubt?
No, sir. Up to it's clear, sir.
Okay, good. Fine. So now we'll go to the negative response code. So for this service, there are four negative response codes supported. Okay. The first one is 0x12, that is sub function not supported. Let's say we have 04 sub function not implemented, let's say, and the client is requesting for 04. So if the request is of 3 byte, if request sent by the client is of 2 byte, less than 3 byte, or greater than 3 byte, let's say 4 byte or 5 byte, what will happen? The server will give negative response with NRC code 13. Then we have 22, condition not correct. Okay. Right now,
Yes,
so
sir.
condition not correct, you know, right? If the engine is, if the vehicle speed is more, or if the ignition is off state, or the engine is running, or the voltage is not within the range, then these precondition checks are failed. Then the NRC 22 will be given by the server. Clear? Guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And this 31 NRC request out of range is not applicable because that is applicable for subfunction 04 and 05. Okay. If there is request of 04 and 05 and this node identification number is not correct, then that 31 will come, NRC 31. Understood?
Yes, sir.
If the subfunction is 03 or 04 and the node identification number is not within the range, let's say a node identification number of one issue is 010A, okay, and another issue is 010B, but the client is requesting 030B. That node identification number is not present in the network. Then we'll send what it will send? Out of range. Okay? Clear? Request out of range. Okay now? Guys?
Yes, sir.
So this node out of range, the server shall use this response if they detected an error in communication type also. So communication type, this one. Communication type 01 is for normal message, 02 is for network management, 03 is for both. Now if requested 08, then that is out of range, right? Communication type. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So then in that case, NRC 31 will come. Request out of range. And one more thing, just mark a note. This 28 service request is implemented in extended session. Okay. Guys, this 28
Yes, sir.
service request is always implemented in extended session. So if the request is made by the client in default session, then this service is not supported in active session, 7F NRC will be thrown. Okay. 7F. Service not supported in active session. So just make a note. 28 service request is supported in extended session. If the client request in default session, then NRC 7F service not supported in active session will be given by the server.
Sir, would you repeat once again at last point, sir? 7F.
Yeah. 7F service not supported in active session, NRC will be given by the server.
Sir, 7F will support it in extended session, sir.
Yes, 28 is only supported in extended session. If client is requested in default session, then NRC 7F will be there. 7F means service, this service 28 is not supported in active session. Active session is default session. So it tell service 28 is not supported in default session. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. Everyone, did you understood? Any doubt? So as of now, any doubt?
సపోర్ట్ చేయదు అప్పుడు 7 వస్తుంది 7 అప్పుడు
Here now?
ఎస్ సార్
Yeah. So any doubts?